Life for me as a teen was complicated. I had a lot of feelings, frustrations, and anxiety about everything. Things like, why am I so emotional? Why are my parents being so unreasonable? And like, why am I angry all the time? If you feel any of these things or more, keep watching. Chiutips. In today's video, I just want to talk about being a teenager. I'll be sharing with you guys 10 things I wish I knew when I was a teen. If I had this list with me during high school, I think I would have felt much better about life in general. So here are my tips and tricks for you if you're a teen and you're watching this. I hope this video helps you. Also, you guys, I've been loving these chat through videos recently. If you do like it, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure to comment below if you want to see more real talk videos. Alright, are you guys ready? Let's get started. The first thing I want to tell teens out there that are watching this is that failure doesn't mean you're weak. Take it from me, I come from Mama Chiu and Papa Chiu, who are amazing parents, but they expected a lot out of me. And when I say that, I mean like straight A's, great report cards, always studying, not going out. And that is a lot of pressure, and not failing is a lot of pressure. Know that life is all about overcoming obstacles, going into something and failing at it, but coming out of it learning something where you can take it to the next level. Whatever the next thing is, you will do it again. You've learned your lesson, you've had those mistakes, but you need to do those things in order to be better, to be a better person, to be a smarter person. And I think that's really important for you teens, not to be too hard on yourself. Go for it, but don't feel as though if you fail, it's the end of the world, because it's not. Number two, you're never too young to invest your money. If you have parents who say they'll do it for you, don't worry about it, you don't know anything about it, don't do that. If you're going to let your parents take care of it for you, at least go with them, learn about it, go to the library, pick up a book, learn about investing. As soon as you start earning money, or as soon as you get a job and you get a physical check in your hand, take it to the bank, put it in an account, put it in something where it will grow. So that is like compounding interest. Putting it in something that's safe, that will grow over time. I didn't learn about investing until much later on. I didn't know anything about it. But know that it's not something adults only do. Learn about the basics of investing. You will not regret doing that. The next thing I want to talk about is gossiping. While that's fun, it's energy draining and it can cause problems. In school, gossip is probably all around you. Down the hallways, at lunchtime, after school, before school, there's always drama happening in high school. That's just what teenagers do. If you are in the midst of gossip, of drama, just take a step away. You will find out later that it was not worth your time, not worth all the angst and anxiety you're going through because of gossip. What I've learned about gossip is that it can cause fights, it can cause lots of drama, it can lead to bullying. So do not gossip. Just acknowledge what's going on around you. Don't feed it, don't fuel the fire, just ignore it and move about your day. Number four, it's okay to not conform sometimes. And what I mean by this is, for example, my parents told me when I started high school, Jen, your job is to go get straight A's, be a good student, study hard, become a doctor, lawyer, astronaut, whatever the safe career job is, or work for a company that you can stay with for a really long time that will take care of you and that has good benefits and such and such and such. This was an idealistic thing my parents and a lot of other, I'm sure, parents want for their kids, but as a teenager back then, I felt like it was more of a, you're telling me what to do and I am not having any of it. I've always been a believer of doing my own thing, and maybe I rebelled a little bit during high school, but I think that's the reason why I'm here today. I think you have to have balance. Understand and respect what your parents want for you because they want the best for you, but also know that you don't have to do what everyone tells you to do. Entrepreneurship is something that I was very passionate about in high school. I wanted to start a business. I wanted to do creative things that could lead me to something, into a job or a career that would make me happy, but also that could give me a living, that could provide a living for myself. So if something like entrepreneurship or business interests you, I highly recommend you go ahead and feel a little bit of that interest, because school doesn't necessarily always give you all the options. It gives you some, but not all, and you have to take it upon yourself and be responsible to look for things that interest you, that you want to pursue as a career. Not just what people tell you they want you to be, but what you truly want to be inside. Passion was a word that I had told my parents at a very early age. I wanted to be passionate about what I did. I wanted to do something that I love. They did not understand this. And if you have parents who don't understand this, it's not their fault. And it's not your fault either if they don't understand you. It's just cultural differences, age gap. When my parents were growing up, they didn't have the luxury that I have to be able to have plenty of options for career choices. I was one of those teens that found out early that I loved creating, I loved music, I loved drawing, I loved being in front, behind the camera, film, movies. I liked anything that had to do with that. I also used to audition for commercials when I was a young kid, and I just felt something come alive, like a belly fire in the belly type of feeling. And I knew that that was a good feeling because it made me excited. It also gave me a little bit of fear as well. It wasn't just, oh, I love this and it's gonna be easy. It was like, oh, I'm gonna try this out. I'm kind of scared, but it excites me and I want to do this as a career. Funny story, my parents didn't even know about my YouTube channel up until like 80,000 subscribers. The only person that knew about my channel was Jeff. I didn't tell anyone because A, I didn't know if it was a for sure thing. I was still dabbling in it, I was working hard at it, but I wasn't fully sure if I could take it to the next level. And B, it wasn't a typical job and I didn't know how my parents would receive it. But let me tell you now that they are my #1 supporters. They are so happy for me. And all those things they thought of before about being a doctor, being a lawyer, being, you know, an astronaut, all those things that all the other parents tell them to tell their kids is not relevant anymore. And obviously over time, parents start to understand, and I think especially my parents, they started to understand that those things don't make Jen happy. Jen is a person who needs to be in a job or a career that fuels fire for her, that creates excitement for her, and if she's able to do something like that and also make a living, who are we to say no? So at the end of the day, your parents just want you to be happy. My parents, they just want me to be happy, but they are so excited and so proud of what I've been able to accomplish. And if I had gone down that route and, let's say, listened to what my parents said, I would never be where I am now. So explore your passion and don't be afraid to test the water. Number 6, let's talk about anger. When I was a teen, I remember feeling so many things, and anger was at the top of a lot of those feelings. I felt misunderstood. I was angry. Almost a lot of the time I would write in my diary almost every day because I was angry about something. And when I talk about angry, it's just over the top angry. What I wish I had known is that when I was angry, to just remove myself from the conversation, remove myself completely physically from this conversation, from whoever I was talking to, whether it be my parents, a friend, or whoever, a teacher. I would just remove myself. I would be like, hey, I need to move myself out of the situation for 10 minutes. I wish I had done that before, because knowing this now, 10 minutes is all you need to calm yourself down, to bring your heart rate down. Once you're angry, you just keep going in circles. You want the other person to listen to you. You want them to understand you, but they don't. And you just keep going on in circles and circles and circles, and nothing gets done. What is the point of doing that? What is the point of being so angry that nobody gets their way and no one's even listening? So what's the point? After 10 minutes, you'll have thought, okay, no one's yelling at you, no one's screaming at you, you're in your own thoughts. You might still be angry, but you won't be as angry. Guarantee it. You just need some time to calm down. So if you ever find yourself in that situation with anyone, your parents, friends, teachers, someone that you just butt heads with, and even now, if you're not a teen and you're watching this, just remove yourself from the conversation. Take 10 minutes, close the door and breathe, shut your eyes, go back into it after 10 minutes if you need to. Sometimes it's better just to leave it and let it simmer and let it die down before you get all amped up again, because nothing gets done when you're angry. Number 7 is feeling all the feels. And when I talk about all the feels, I mean when I was sad, I was so sad. When I was angry, I was so angry. When I was upset or anxious, I was at the top of those feelings. And when I had my first breakup, it felt like the end of the world. Let me tell you, nothing during your teenage years is going to be smooth sailing. You're gonna have a lot of ups and downs, feelings of roller coasters everywhere. Maybe even every day, because that's how I remember it. Just know what you're feeling in this moment. If you feel super sad, or maybe if you're feeling really angry, or you're not getting along with your friends, or you had a fight with your parents, just know that this is just for the time being. Know that it will not be for the rest of your life. If you feel like you're being bullied and you don't have a way out, this is something I actually felt a lot in high school, and it brings me kind of like goosebumps even talking about it, because it's such a sensitive topic for me, but I think it's important that I talk about bullying. When I think back to the time when I was bullied, I felt so alone. I felt like I didn't have anyone that was gonna help me. I didn't feel like I could go to school because I felt unsafe, but all that blew over. I felt like it was the end of the world, but it wasn't. You have to be strong, and it's so hard to be strong when you feel not safe and when you feel like everyone around you is ganging up on you, or they're hating you, or whatever it is. Know that you're not alone. Just reach out, call a helpline, call someone, tell someone, and just get it off of your chest. Get someone to help you. Please, please do that. You just have to stay strong, be mentally prepared, and ask for help. Number 8, always use protection. Okay, sex is one of those things that I never really talk about. I don't think ever I've talked about on my channel, but I think it's important, especially in this video, because my parents actually never talked about sex with me. They were more just like, don't get pregnant, don't talk to boys, don't kiss boys, don't go near boys, just go to school and come home after school. You know, as much as every parent wants their teenage daughter to not ever have sex, ever probably, I mean, that is one way of doing it, but let's be real, when you go to school and you meet guys, girls, things can happen, okay? If things are going to happen, make sure you are protected. Be responsible. If you're going to be sexually active, don't be reckless. Always use protection and be safe. You have the rest of your life to find that perfect someone who will be with you and love you and cherish you. So don't just give it out to anybody. I find that, if that's something that you want to do, hey, all the power to you, but make sure you're doing it in a safe way. Number 9, start something. And what I mean by this is start a blog, a journal, a website, a business. Go volunteer, do something that you're passionate about. If you like music, maybe go and play a few hours at a senior's home. That's what I did last year. I was like, you know what, I'm kind of missing something in my life. I would like to somehow use what I know about music and make someone happy or teach someone something. So a friend of mine was actually saying to me, hey, why don't you spend an hour a week at a seniors center or a seniors home and play music for them? And I thought, you know what, that's a great idea. There's actually one right next to where I live, so I went there every Wednesday for an hour and I loved it. There is something very humbling about working with seniors. What I didn't realize was a lot of these seniors had Alzheimer's, dementia, some of them were not able to move, some of them needed full-time care, and being around seniors that are going through that, it was eye-opening, and I felt obviously a little bit sad inside because life right now and everything that's going on in your life, if you're watching this, everything seems so important. When you really remove yourself from your situation, think about when you're 80, you're 90 years old. Do you want to look back and think about all the things that you had regretted or all the things that you'd wish you'd done? You want to look back and be like, hey, I had a great life and I'm so happy I was able to live a long and fulfilling life doing things that I love and being with the people that I care about. So basically what I'm trying to say is start owning your own life. Just make an effort. and try something that you've never done before. I think that's really important, especially in your teenage years. And number 10, nothing you really do as a teenager actually matters. And what I mean by this is, don't get me wrong, I know that there are things that they teach you in school that will be with you, but there are things like crushes, boyfriends, drama, who's most popular, who dated the jock, who dated the cheerleader. All of these things won't matter once you graduate. Also things like, I don't know, I learned calculus and I learned about triangles and Pythagorean theorem, and did I ever use those things? No, but some of you might. But I think for the majority of people, a lot of things that you learn in high school, you don't always, apply it when you graduate. I just want to say that there is so much more life after high school. There is so much more life after you graduate. I was happy that it was over, and I was happy that I could start my adult life. Take it from me, I probably had one of the worst high school experiences ever, and I came out on the other side strong, happy, with a career that I love, with someone that loves me, and it's just, I couldn't have had it any better. And I believe that those experiences that I had in school have made me become the person that I am today. Maybe if I didn't go through those things, I wouldn't be where I am. So take it from me, if you feel like it's the end of the world, it's not. Know that you will come through the other side. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to share with you some of the things I wish I knew as a teen. And if they do help you, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it and want to see more. And I'll see you guys all very soon in my next one. Bye for now.